we're here. There's Cynthia, somewhere. There's Steve. Well, we're at Wisborough Green Church, and we're just about to go into the church, and it's up here. And I've got to try and get this name correct. St. Peter ad Vincula. And it says a very warm welcome to St. Peter ad Vincula, parish church of Wisborough Green. And here it is, just to our right hand side. Actually, what I wanted to mention is, as we walked up here, what we did notice is this building here, just where Cynthia's standing, and it's brick on this end but all stone along the side. Let me just give you a quick show of this. And this is the Wisborough Green workhouse, or was, now private dwellings of course. Let me just show you the stonework that's attached to the brickwork, and that's just along there, look. So this is the old workhouse. As we approach the church along this stone slab path, we're right by a huge yew tree. The earliest records, or the earliest documents which mention the church, are dated 1227, although there was probably a Saxon church or castle before. And just look how close some of these headstones are to each other, and right against the yew tree. So let's have a look what we've got on the outside of the church first. The western end of the nave, with its herringbone masonry, which is right in front of me. Look at this. Isn't that fantastic? Just there, look at that. And you can see some of the stone is substantial. And you've got the old timbers coming out from the roof. And we're at the north side of the church. And this is the north porch. Large slates on the roof. You've got the metal downpipes there with a date of 1867. It's got Norman doors and windows in the earliest part of the present building. We've got these huge buttresses here, and they are huge as well. Just look at these. Let me just try and back away a little bit. So as I mentioned, this is the west end of the church, and we've got more herringbone stonework here. A rather faded clock, but the clock is working, and a lovely old door just here. Let me have a look at this. Let me have a wander up here. Just look at this. It's quite small, but there we go. This is a hilltop site for this church. Let me just pan round and show you the headstones that are below me. The light is not that great at the moment. The sun's gone in, and if I wander around this way, you can see where the rest of the cemetery drops away to. Goes down to the 272. But as I mentioned, this is a hilltop site, and the walls are 4 feet 6 inches thick. And it's suggested that it may have been a Norman keep at one time, guarding the upper reaches of the River Arun. The brick buttresses were added in 1838, probably due to some sort of subsidence, which is normal for a lot of churches. The clock itself commemorates Queen Victoria's Silver Jubilee in 1897. And the shingle spire is 14th century. But as I mentioned just now, the roof is all these huge thick slates. And we're on the south side of the church now. Fairly new looking door there, but you can't get in through that way. But I did want to just have a look around at some of the headstones we've got here, just to see what or who is buried here. Well, I've come away from the church a little bit now. This is sort of the back entrance, or the south entrance to the church. And we've got all manner of headstones and crosses and that here. But there's one that we do know is here somewhere. And he was a horse race, a horse owner. And I think I've just found it. And it's this one here. Sir Eric Parker, 1933 to 2014. Much loved husband, father and grandfather. And it's got a horse's head there. And it says on the side, life's work well done, life's race well run. Now, Sir Eric Parker owned a horse called Seagram that won the Grand National, and I can't remember the year, but Seagram won the Grand National at Aintree. So that's amazing, fantastic that is. Got a John L. Farmer there, OBE, just along there. But as I mentioned, lots of different headstones in this churchyard, all different types. We've got one there which is just a metal cross. Another yew tree here. The south and north porches were added in the 15th century, and the nave was raised, and that's why, if you notice, that the stonework just under the main roof is completely different to the rest of the stonework. And the lancet windows along there were added as well. Again, you've got a buttress, a wide buttress there, supporting the south aisle that was added. So I'm going to try and see if I can get round. I don't know if the footpath runs all the way round the church. Excuse me for coffee. No, there isn't. But this is another church that's got a brick rainwater gully that runs all the way round. So I'm right up against the church now. Again, the ironwork, 1867, it's all the same dates for the rainwater pipes, and by this large tomb now. And we've got this one here, this grave here, very worn. We've got another headstone here with writing along the top, 1922 to 1996, Francis Dare. Yeah, let's see if I can find Francis Dare and Joan Dare. So that's them, and it's unusual, but you've got the tree of life there, and it says, "For God so loved the world he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life." So let me just have a wander down here.
I'm just walking around the church now. Lovely old church. I mean, huge. I mean, been added onto over the centuries, but It was originally a Saxon church here originally, with or a castle, and over the centuries it's been added onto. It was originally, I think, a Norman tower, and then the central nave was the original part, and then over the centuries they've added a chancel, the north aisle, a south aisle, front porch, rear porch. But yeah, it's steeped in history. Just having a look at the huge cemetery, which obviously goes back a long time.
Well, we're just waiting for Steve, and we're going to head into the church. And we're on the north side. We've got the north aisle running along here. This is the north porch, and we're rather looking forward to getting inside to have a look at the inside of this church.
If you've enjoyed watching this video, why not follow Kevin on the Kevin's Rambles YouTube channel, give him a like and subscribe, and you'll get notifications of future videos. So, see you on the next one. Bye!